I was hoping the upgrade would fix it. Here we are. It is the modern file Scrum. We have myself, we have Rishi, we have Raphael, we have Matt, we have Lokesh. Let's start with Lokesh. How are things going with you?
So I worked on local support pull requests, and I managed to solve the issue. Let me share my screen.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, your screen. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's opening. Yeah. So the problem was Nokogiri version was vulnerable, and yeah. So 1.6.8 was vulnerable. So I included this line, and this simply solved the issue. Earlier, I was upgrading other applications,
Fantastic,
other gems, but I just solved the issue.
Well done. Great.
Yeah. And for the other one, so in this one, I was trying to is the line length. Yeah. So I found out that this line, this thing organization.find is not necessary.
Oh, great.
We can skip it.
Wonderful.
Yeah. The thing you suggested, like we create a method and then refer and then use this instead of this. The problem is that this line also is increasing the 90 length limit of 90.
Right. So the natural extension of that is to think about: is there a way of shortening that method name so that it both contains the information and is shorter? And similarly with the current user pending organization ID, like, is there a way of shortening that? Or maybe it's better to, unpack the statement so that it's like a different kind of if clause. So we can look at that in your pull request. And as I say, I mean, reading the Ruby refactoring book about all the different sorts of options would be really, really good there. But yeah, great work on those two. I see there is a CI fail on the Nokogiri updates, but yeah, we can look at all those things independently. Is there anything else that you're blocked on, or any other issues that you have?
Yeah, I just had one question. Do I need to include the there was this file db/schema.rb. Include this file?
I don't think you have to. It's something that gets updated from time to time. It's not a problem if it is included, or yeah, feel free to leave it out. I mean, you can see, basically it's like if you've recreated the database on your local machine, it's going to adjust the timestamp there, and then that's, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it either way.
Okay, thanks.
All right, cool. All right, great. Thanks, Lokesh. Great report. Let's go on to Matt. Hey, Matt, how are you doing?
Hi, very good. Let's see. Since yesterday, I worked on. I almost got a pull request for. I can never say it. Run func mitts something.
Yeah, the German thing.
Reorder the broadcasts were coming up in a standard order, and which was skewing the results. So it's kind of neat. They come up random now. For async voter, we had, I think Raphael will talk about it more. We just had a catch up meeting. He's doing a lot of refactoring, so that's good. Let's see. The only other thing, I worked on Envision a little bit, but I think I'll just leave it, the current one, to you, because I any modifications I have in that V2 Envision app are probably not going to be that significant. And so it's only half working now, so it's maybe you could do the rounding of the.
Yeah, it all depends on, you know. I think if you're motivated to,
yeah,
you know, inspired to play with it, I think it's important that you have a place where you can adjust it in the way that you feel inclined, and also see how much work is associated with making different kinds of adjustments. So
yeah, it was a good experiment, but yeah, I might get back to it. I think that's it. The only other thing is I think I told you I could start the next Scrum, the Ken Mac, but I don't think I can.
Okay.
So maybe on somebody.
Okay.
That's it. I guess I'm not talked on anything. It's going good.
Cool.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. Thanks, Matt. Let's go on to Raphael. Hey, Raphael. How's it going?
Good, thanks, Sam. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I've just spent most of the last week kind of refactoring async voter just to make it more friendly in terms of what's happening where, just abstracting out the different layers of responsibility so it becomes usable again, and a little more, I don't know, where we're at now. So I reviewed that with Matt, and I think what we need to do now is kind of push everything down, any outstanding pull requests that aren't work in progress down to the master, anything that's unapproved, focus on those, and then apply these refactorings that I've done on my experimental branch.
Okay, so yeah, nothing in particular blocking you then?
Nothing blocking me at the moment, no.
All right, good show.
Maybe you could do the Scrum with, in case Paolo shows up.
Paolo?
Paolo.
Yeah, because I think Sam and I are going to be gone, so in case he shows up, to explain it to him.
Sure.
Or just see if he's online later.
Yeah. Well, maybe at the end of this Scrum we can have a little bit further chat about async voter in general, since we're, you know, some of us not going to be available later on. Yeah, good stuff. Thanks, Raphael. Let's go on to Rishi. Hey, Rishi, you were posting some stuff in the chat there about what's going on. You're having an issue with edX Studio where you can't. Yeah, do you want to? I guess you're blocked there. It's blocking you from saving a small change. Feel free to share your screen, and we can look at that. If that's the only thing from you, maybe while you're pulling that up, I'll just do my report, which is today. I've been working on the NHS Wiki stuff, and I got now a spam capture thing in place that will hopefully stop all the spam bots signing up, and worked on a little logo saying "Customized by Agile Ventures" to show that in the wiki, which show the work that we've done, which is nice. I'm still struggling with Hangouts not working wonderfully well. I've switched here to Safari. I don't know if you can see my CPU, like the whole computer kind of slows down. I guess that's always the case. Everybody else experiences a bit of a slowdown when they run a Hangout.
No,
not so much. I don't think I used to. See here, look, this is my CPUs. This is all 8 of them nearly maxing out against this. Like in the past, I would be able to run a Hangout and I would be able to like navigate to Slack and other things. But for some reason, I don't know, it's...
But Sam, what's that on your screen? Is this an image manipulation program?
Yeah, oh, it is, yeah. But I have this problem independently of whether I'm running this particular image. I mean, I'm you know, for the last you can't see it there. I mean, I'm always running any you know, significant number of programs in the background. There's like, and the point is, it's like I don't have. Let's not say that one. I don't have. You know, the problem has suddenly occurred in the last few. Oh, go on. go away there.
Yeah, we spent a long time trying your router and your things, and
yeah. I mean, the problem is it seems to come and go. You know, and I think we thought before that we'd kind of fixed it by you know, switching out and using Wi-Fi or this, that, and the other. But anyway, certainly the Illustrator does, like, that's reduced some of the load. I guess, I mean, maybe the computer is just getting old and I can't run as many things in parallel as I used to when it was in its youth. Anyway, so now I guess I've got other things to do. I'm not really blocked by anything. It's just a question of time. The what's the word? I was just thinking of spending some time on like making this bigger logo for the NHS Wiki site, but that's my report. The issue that you're having there, Rishi, I'm just looking at your screen there. So you're trying to edit this page, and it's what's failing? Can you show the error?
Sure. Just one moment. So I I made a small change. I kind of duplicated the section.
Okay.
And then, so for example, let's say it was just adding a break space or something.
Okay.
If I
and when you save, you're getting that thing at the bottom that says "Studio's having trouble saving your work."
Yes, correct. And I tried across many hours, and I was still getting the same.
Yeah, we do get that from time to time. Another thing to just look for, if you just cancel that for me, and if you could scroll up, like I think we have had some problem. If you scroll up and down in this this window, is there like so not at the top? Go to the very bottom. Do we have like a little unknown? No, there were points where we had these, you know, all these chat rooms embedded. Yeah. Oh, that's really frustrating. We had that, and it was broken for a day. The only thing I can say there is to like actually take screenshots of it and file the report to support@edX.org. I mean, have you also opened the console to see if there's a JavaScript error when you're on the pages?
No, I'm running a very simple configuration. It's my parents' Mac. I think the develop menu was enabled at one point for class, but
if you just try and do are you on a Mac? Can you do a control click on that page and see if it offers you the inspect option?
Sure. Yeah, this guy.
But anyway, I mean, whether you can get access to the develop thing to look at the console or not, I mean, I think that the only way forward there is to email support@edX.org and so you got the access to the console, so you can see if there's. But I don't mean that would necessarily allow you to solve it yourself. It's just that you could provide further reports to edX to let them know and it may be that there's nothing else in there. It's just that they're, you know, having a weird day with their APIs.
I'll show you like the thing that was kind of frustrating about this problem. Before I was having an issue with Studio. What I found was that this publish button wasn't lighting up after I made a change.
Okay.
So what I was having to do was like duplicate a section first, and then
make changes there in order to
right, and then delete the original, and then I would see this publish button lighting up. So I thought, okay, that's kind of odd, but it only happened a couple of times. I thought, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I did have that with a whole section of videos, and I had to like create an entirely new section in order to get them published. And it may be that sometimes for an individual thing like there, it's completely corrupted. So one, I know it's laborious and painful, but the only substantive suggestion that I can make there is that you might try, rather than just duplicating, actually recreating the section. If you scroll down in the whole contents, you may see that there's like I've got one marked junk or something, or broken, which is just one where nothing can be saved.
Sure. Yeah, you can see even with the original, I just tried adding that one break space, and I clicked save, and I did the same.
I would strongly recommend reporting it with screenshots to support@edX.org, and they might be able to help. Please do CC me on those emails, and I can maybe try and forward it further up the chain. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's our Scrum. I mean, you know, I'll screen share again. In the background, my CPU's massively spiking again. I mean, you know, Illustrator is off. You'd think, oh right, yeah, that's it. That we've had that for a whole series of things. We make some adjustments to the computer, and it seems like, oh, okay, that's better. Like I just moved from Chrome to what's it called, to Safari, and it seems like it's getting better. But then my CPUs are all spiking. It's deeply frustrating. Anyway, that's our Scrum. Yeah, I guess that we've sort of addressed the issues. I guess the only other thing is the async voter. I mean, I guess what I was going to say about the async voter is, yeah, it's frustrating that I end up not being available today afterwards, I wasn't available last week and not going to be available next week. There's, lots of discussions we could have about going this way or that way with the project. I guess I've kind of got to the point where it's difficult for me to devote time on that when it's not a sort of a revenue generator. They're like, immediately for me, there are other things like we've got bots on Amazon that are costing money. So I need to kind of like switch part of what was drawing my attention to async voter was the fact that it was costing us money on DigitalOcean. And we've now, by moving it to the Azure VM, it's not costing us money. And then, so, I mean, I guess, we're also in this somewhat strange state in the project, in that I think we were moving towards, Raphael, the idea that you might become the project manager, but then, you were getting very frustrated that you were being ignored, that you weren't getting enough responses on the things that you were putting in. And I guess I'm worried, that we need, a sensible structure moving forward. I guess what I'm particularly looking to avoid is that situation where you end up feeling that you're getting short shrift, so to speak.
Yeah. So I think for me, I'm concerned about the code more so than about, and my frustration was that there was no real, there were really old pull requests there, and nothing really was really kind of happening a great deal. It was just, there was other concerns that were taking over from the software development side of things. And I don't really want to be involved with the hosting side of things, and anything with money, sure, I kind of get nervous about, understandably. Okay. So I was just wanting to kind of keep pushing forward. I think Matt and I are kind of, we've got a fairly good working relationship that way. So
yeah, 'cause I don't mind doing some of the, I don't want to do all of the coordination, but
yeah,
I certainly kind of like, doing some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm definitely enjoying what I'm doing with the direction of the software at the moment. And I think Matt, I'm guessing from the feedback from Matt, I think he's in a fairly good agreement with me about the direction we're taking, or at least he sees.
Yeah, that's not a question. I think he's.
I think improving the code sounds wonderful. I think it would be great for that to be going, rather than directly merged into master, that it would go into a staging branch, and then one deploys the staging branch and runs tests to make sure that we don't break any existing functionality. I guess the other thing that leaves me confused is that Raphael. Oh, go on.
Sorry, that's part of the plan. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, earlier on when Raphael was talking, I thought he was saying like it's important to get all the stuff merged straight into master. So,
well,
anyway,
unmerged,
or at least into a certain point on the repository, a certain branch in the repository, staging branch, yeah, or something on the repository, so that we've got a base then to work off for new features.
Yeah, absolutely. And
doing this restructuring and have that restructuring conflict with this new feature that's just been done and kind of.
Absolutely, and that's throughout all the other Agile Ventures projects. What we have is, these things where often we have production, staging, and develop, and there's people who are focusing on stuff that comes in develop, right? That gets moved on to staging for further testing and so on. Whatever. As a project is starting off, it starts off with just master and a few different things, and so it needs to evolve, and it needs the people involved in it to be comfortable working on that. I guess the other thing that leaves me somewhat confused is that I thought you'd said, Raphael, that you were so frustrated with everything and Agile Ventures and the whole thing that you didn't want to be involved in the project anymore. But
no,
that seems to have.
If the frustration would continue, then I'd have to definitely consider that. But I mean, I think we're moving forward, and I think our conversations are. I think I was just expressing something to you that was probably a bit more personal, and it did put in my mind a little doubt about, can I move forward with this or not? So
Sure.
I think though, so long as we're moving forward, and there's always the human factor to all software projects. Right? So I think that's what we've been dealing with a little bit with that.
Yeah, I think every project has that. Like my main one, Redeemify, the sponsor just kind of gave up for now, it seems, and it didn't really tell me. He said he's interested, but I know he's so busy that
there's not much progress taking place, and that is frustrating. Yeah, I mean, I think that the particular thing though is also about expectations. We've got a lot of different projects, and sometimes projects will not, as like you're saying there, Matt, the sponsor, the client will not give us as much feedback as we want. I mean, I think Met Plus also has this problem from time to time. There's, the expectations of the people who are submitting code, that those code should be reviewed and pulled in. I think, the big challenge for me is, like, I can't just go to whoever's shouting loudest that they want attention. That's and I find it challenging. And someone said, "Oh, hey, I'm being ignored." And I think what we need to do is work out a structure where, like what's the what are the expectations about how much input and support one is getting. I mean, I think that if we're like, the idea ultimately, Raphael, is, if we're going to have you as the project manager, is that you can operate and you don't need input on whether the pull request can be merged into staging or not. That's something that you can take the initiative and do, and like, it's sort of, for a project to become independent, ultimately it needs a process where it says, right, what's the way that things are going to work for the time being? Does it require 2 people to sign off to have something merged? Is it just the project manager who does it? And so I'd say, moving forward, in terms of creating that staging and so on, Raphael, are you happy to create the staging branch and then move things into it? I mean, work with Matt to work out what the framework for stuff being merged in is, so that everybody's expectations are clear?
I was just going to say, I think working with Matt is a really good idea. We have a good relationship with each other that way, and I think the 2 of us can kind of work a little bit autonomously on that, as well as handling new members or old members who are inactive that become active again, that type of thing. I think that's a good plan.
Okay. Well, I guess what I would say, and this is from the broader Agile Ventures thing, is I think that what's important is, for each project, that it's clear to new people coming in or people reactivating what the structure is. So, like, do we want pull requests into staging or into develop or what have you? I guess what I would say to move forward then is, like, maybe in the async voter Slack command repo, we need one of these contributing.md things that specifies however it's going to be. And I think this is the way we try and run Agile Ventures, that each project, to a certain degree, that they're free to say, okay, yeah, like, let's have, as long as 2 active members in the community approve a pull request, it gets merged in, or it's up to this project manager, and what have you. And so we've got example contributing.md things on many of the other repos. I think there's also maybe a move towards code of conduct, but that's a separate conversation. But yeah, do you know what I mean? These contributing.md files?
Yes.
You've seen those before, yeah?
I'm pretty sure, and I'll take a look at some of your examples.
I'll send you some links.
Yeah,
okay.
But I guess if you look at almost any random Agile Ventures project, we'll see one, right?
Yes, indeed. And some of them are certainly better than others, and they don't, certainly, many of them I think need improvement. I think SHF project is maybe trailblazing in terms of having, like, the best documentation. It's there's room for the rest of us to catch up. But yeah, I'll put some links to those into the async voter channel, and maybe that's something we can move forward on.
Fantastic.
All right, great. All right. Well, go on, Matt.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention it might be a little more than just the. I know you know this, but just than just copying an existing one. We want to look at it a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's you know, and so like it's interesting. Like projects at different times in their lifespan, like they need sometimes more complexity and sometimes less. And you know, it's about working out, you know, what fits async voter well. And yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Did we cover off on Lakesh and Rishi?
Yeah, I think we've addressed Rishi's issue. And Lokesh, did you have any more questions or concerns?
No, thank you.
Yeah, and feel free to reach out to me, Lokesh, on Slack, or you know, more in the local support thing there. Okay, well, we've got the I didn't mention things coming up. We've got the Elixir mob coming up in 30 minutes, and then this afternoon. Well, I guess not clear if anybody's available to run the Kentbeck Scrum, or if there will be enough people for the async voter kickoff. I've got an evening event with the NHS people. Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the, well, there is a discussion going on. Actually, I just mentioned in the event manager channel, talking about can we build something to replace Hangouts with WebRTC. I think we have a whole slew of issues like the one that Rishi just encountered coming in, that like the thing on the site kind of like looks like it's live, but then if someone hasn't actually started it, and part of that is problems with, you know, we've lost the Google Hangout API and so on. I mean, I think for, you know, efficient meetings and clarity of meetings about when they're running and all this sort of stuff, we, you know, I think we need a better solution. Whether we'll be able to create a better solution, that's another matter. But yeah, there's an existing project called Event Manager. Maybe Matt, you can post a link to Raphael, where we're starting to have a few more bits and pieces of this discussion about how we can build off of that.
What did you say the name of? Oh, you didn't say. The WebRTC project. What is that? Is that a publicly open project, or?
Well, WebRTC is a technology, and that we might use to kind of create our own Hangouts clone.
Right.
And there's a project channel in Agile Ventures called Event Manager, which is where that's the Event Manager was sort of created as like, can we experiment with ways of making it clearer when events are live and not, like using WebSockets and so on to avoid like stale information about what the status of an event is. And that's never left the prototype stage. I've had further discussions with people about, well, I'll go back up. It was suggested earlier in the Event Manager project history that, oh, maybe we could pull in WebRTC and build all those kind of actually hosting the events into it. And at the time, I thought that was kind of taking on too much. You know, like it would be like, okay, well, let's just focus on fixing this one problem, trying to fix on all these other problems. Since then, the Google Hangouts API has gone away. The whole system that we have for Agile Ventures is looking creakier and shakier and bleh, from my point of view. And I mean, there are options. Like we could be trying to go out and find, like, integrate with a different system like Zoom, or Rishi's just mentioning Blue Jeans, or there's lots of other systems out there. I start to move in my mind towards, you know, this kind of process of getting to people online effectively is kind of the key offering of Agile Ventures. And if we can't provide a framework where people can like coordinate events and get into the same room and be aware in advance that things are cancelled or there's people are not there, then it's just ultimately going to continue being a real drag on the community. That said, I've thought these things would be panaceas before. Anyway, what I've also seen is there's like lots of examples of WebRTC. There's this whole WebRTC demo experiment kit thing, which has the code and working examples, you know, side by side. And yeah, there's a few people who are interested in it. So anyway, check out the Event Manager channel, and we'll maybe create like a you know, another project channel for that. We'll see.
Awesome. Thank you.
Rishi just mentioned Blue Jeans.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's and please post any you know, ideas and alternatives and other things into the Event Manager channel, and we'll maybe, you know, get around. It's yeah. We'll see. I mean, just at the moment, I'm suffering so badly with Hangouts. Like this week, I can't run any other software on my computer when the Hangout is running. So I'm like, you know, and it's you know, Google has said that they're sort of dropping Hangout support in the long run for like these separate Meet and what are they called? Chats, separate things. And I think, you know, we had an early win, right, with Google Hangouts that we kind of ducked out of having to build our own teleconferencing solution by using Hangouts. And we integrated that into our site, and that got us so far. And, you know, Google's basically going through the process of sunsetting it. And I think we're going to see poorer and poorer performance, and we're going to get in more and more trouble. So, you know, build our own, you know, find another solution. I'd also love it to be open source so that when there is a problem, in principle, you know, we can get together and solve it. So,
yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Great.
All right. I better go and get set up for the Elixir mob. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, everyone.
Bye for
Yes.
now.